Good morning, everyone. Namaste. I am going to go ahead and call in Nikola Tesla because we're going to be reading out of My Inventions, the autobiography of Nikola Tesla. And the more I learn about Nikola Tesla, I'm really being shown a lot of information about him throughout my life. And the more I learn about him, the more I believe that he is on the journey of spiritual awakening. The more I believe that he is tapped in and tuned in. When he's going into meditation, he states that he is becoming friends with higher beings that are helping him to develop what he has developed. And he became so close with them, he said that he didn't recognize the difference between his friends in real life and the friends that he had on the other side. I believe this happens a lot with a lot of the people, like Michelangelo. I believe it happened with a lot of different various people, Beethoven. I believe that they're working with higher dimensional beings to develop what they need to develop. I am going to bypass some parts in this if it gets too wordy, because he really goes into detail on how he develops like mechanical engineering and all that. I don't really need that sort of information. I'm more interested in how he did it than anything else. But it says, we're reading on part 3, my later endeavors. And it says, discovering the rotating magnetic field. It says, another one of my projects was to construct a ring around the equator, which of course would float freely and could be arrested in its spinning motion by reactionary forces, thus enabling travel at a rate of about 1,000 miles an hour, impracticable by rail. The reader would smile. The plan was difficult of execution. I will admit I have not nearly so bad as the well-known New York professor who wanted to pump the air from the torrid of the temperate zones, entirely forgetful of the fact that the Lord had provided a gigantic machine for this purpose. I wonder what he's talking about here. Hold on one sec. I will maybe just airflow in general, what he's talking about that God created, and wind and all that. So it says, still another scheme far more important and attractive was to derive the power from the rotational energy of a terrestrial bodies. I had discovered the objects of the Earth's surface, owing of the blank rotation of the globe, are carried by the same alternately and against the direction of translatory movement. From this result a great change of manner to furnish motive efforts in habitable regions of the world. I cannot find words to describe the disappointment when I later realized that I was predicted of Archimedes, who vainly sought for a fixed point in the universe. And I'm going to leave it at that, guys, because it's just a lot to digest already. So I want to kind of maybe talk about what he just talked about a little bit in my perspective, obviously. So I work with higher dimensional beings. I work with the Galactic Federation of Light, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Blue Avians, Lyrans, Healing, Soul Retrieval, Sirius High Council, to name a few. I work with archangels, ascended masters, God, Jesus, all those people as well. But I work with the Galactic Federation of Light because they are utilizing me to come, or God, to come through and speak and to help people to raise their frequency, to elevate to a higher vibrational level. The 144, I believe, is a frequency. 144,000 hertz. I think I said that right, but you know what I'm saying. That is a frequency that you have to maintain so that you can elevate to your I am, your Christ consciousness, your monad, to become one with God. Because again, we're all particles of God, so we all have that divine spark in us, and we're all able to tune in, tap in, you have to go through a huge ego death, which could be the dark night of the soul, where you're paying back some of your karma, you're learning some of the lessons, you're shedding that ego, you're becoming one with your higher self. So I hope this helps. We'll get into it more further, and have a blessed day, and namaste.